Hello, beautiful people. This is Elise of Sister Queens, coming to you from the Cosmic Chambers. So, to continue our story, I knew my great grandmother was a Strega, a local healer in the village in Italy. I made the connection that I was the same. I was meant to carry on this work as it had been done for millennia before me. I didn't have clarity around the details yet. There were many jewels on the string of my destiny necklace that came to be sought, experienced, and had. Each experience strengthened the fabric of my weave. I was finding my seating within you with each new experience. Magenta Rose's voice materializes. As you were reaching out, seeking me, I too was seeking you. The pull of the inquiry, who am I? What is my soul work? What is my soul life purpose? Was a beacon, a transmission through time and space and dimensions. I felt you. I saw you. I was coming toward you. I know you felt so incredibly alone, and that your progress was not moving along as you had wanted it to. You were left feeling like a failure because of your sensitivity. Whenever you are plugged into a system that is not correct for you, it becomes intolerable. You become sick, anxious, and depressed. This is a built-in system with purpose. This is what helped you navigate to your awakening at this moment. When you were a young girl, you wrote in your journal, "Heart, never stop speaking to me. When I wander far from my dreams, please press me and sound the alarms. Each time I hear the alarm, I will listen. What are my dreams?" Traveling healer, we responded. Well, we have sounded the alarms over the years for you, and you have listened. Your listening has deepened and developed to a point of openness that we are now merged as one, seated firmly within each other, navigating the golden path. Soul purpose activated. Keep listening and keep diving in. One step, one foot, one breath. Keep listening and surrendering. The Saturn and Jupiter energy will guide and expand you, leading you to a more fantastic existence than you can imagine, beyond what you can currently conceive and dream of, is on the horizon of your life. Your lived experience is meant to be shared and spread to the masses for the soul purpose of awakening of consciousness. Sarardas, Princess of True Prayer, you arrived. You made it. Shower the world with your joy, curiosity, awe, magical mystical mind, and unique worldview. You are a soul survivor of an ancient lineage of seekers and healers who are bringing a technology into these times to celebrate consciousness and help change the destiny timeline of the earth. Keep going. You pray, you write, you paint, you know things, you inspire, you heal, You help, you grow, you know. Keep going. All is part and is the perfection. Let's continue and pick up where it becomes crystal clear that the call arrived and I am prepared and answering. It's an early morning and I am sifting through my emails. One glows. It speaks about Color of Woman teacher training program being offered for the last time, co-taught between Shiloh Sophia and Amber Quilemalani Bonici. I flash back in my mind. I had filled out an application years back, but I missed the start of the program by a few weeks. Another flashback to another email that glows. It's an offer to attend a free retreat in Hawaii with a teacher that I had never heard of, didn't know about their work, but I got such an activation of yes through my body, being a MG, manifesting generator 5-1 in human design, and I followed that, and I literally, from the portal potty, I booked airline, simple accommodation, car in a matter of minutes, and decided to show up solo. And when I did, that's when things became interesting. Day one, Amber stands up and starts speaking about the lineage of teachers that she comes from, where her work stems from. And she mentions the name Shiloh Sophia. My mind flashed back again. I flash back to years back when I was living in Fort Bragg, and I happened upon this magical space in Mendocino, a little gallery that was this tiny little house that was filled with magical paintings of women, of goddesses, of beauty. And Shiloh was there, and I met her briefly, and the magic was afoot. I don't think she was teaching at that point. I think this was prior to that. I know that this is part of my path. This is the path. Back to a more recent flashback. I read about the teacher training that I mentioned before, and as I see it, it's again this kind of little bit of a glow, and I realize I know that this is correct for me. When I speak with Shiloh, I realize that there's a prerequisite that needs to be taken. So I sign up for that and it's online. But when I actually speak with her, she invites me to come for one day in person. And I was in a kind of a limited headspace at that point, and I didn't see how it would be possible. But when we hung up, I couldn't get this possibility out of my mind. And I kept ruminating about it, and it just kept landing that I had to be there. In whatever way I could possibly show up, I had to be there. Through a series of synchronicities and magical unfoldings, I arranged to attend the first day in person. So I'll take another minute here and take a breath. And when I mentioned the limited capacity, limited headspace that I was in, I was in a pretty deep and dark time of despair. When I had written Sound the Alarms years and years and years ago as a young girl, the alarms were really sounding at this point in my life. And not only was I depressed and anxious and in a pretty terrible headspace, but my physical body had really stopped working. The knees had just not been in any space of movement. I was pretty much confined to the house. except for one day leaving. And I tried to look at the positive, and I really did. And I figured, okay, this is like a monastic life. I can do this. I can do this. This is okay. And suddenly it wasn't okay. My life was getting smaller and smaller, and it felt pretty terrible. Um, because with the depression power pack teaming up with the physical debilitating pain, that was that was a lot. It was during this spell that I eventually decided that this was not the right direction. This was not the direction that I wanted to see my life continuing on. And I decided I was ready to turn this, what I felt was a sinking freight ship. I was going to turn that freight ship around and into new currents and new waters. Once this decision was made, I began to implement different practices that I knew would support me, like daily meditation upon waking, just sitting quietly, writing daily. Um, a big part of it was researching new surgeons and seeing if somebody had different ideas, because who I was working with, the ideas that they had about what I should be doing felt completely wrong to me. So I eventually did meet a new surgeon, and he had a very different take on what I should be doing. And he provided me with a treatment plan that I could sense was the correct fit for me. So, that said, I want to move back now to saying yes to the call. I've always had this rich and flourishing inner life, and was always able to receive nourishment from it. But the problem was that I was an island. I was on my own with it. I didn't have community or anyone to reflect back to me all of the richness that was present and alive within me. So it began to falter and weaken. Saying yes to Shiloh's invitation to attend the first day of Legend, which is the first module of the teacher training, was the decision. It I began to have an inkling upon saying yes that this was a glimmer, that I would find a people, I would find a circle of community, I would find a circle of people there who saw me and that I could see them, and it felt completely correct.